Let's bring in Fox News contributor Kaylee McGee-White and Republican strategist Luke Ball. Kaylee, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it as always. Here's Ed Galrein's victory speech in Kentucky, and I'll get your comment.
I want to thank President Trump for his support, his endorsement, and his counsel as I navigated this campaign, which is a journey of unto itself, and for his courageous leadership of our nation at this critical time. I want to emphasize that, this critical time and juncture in history. Thank you, Mr. President.
Pretty good evidence, Kaylee, that the president still carries a very big presence in the Republican Party.
Yeah, well, the good news for Thomas Massie is that I hear that Dancing with the Stars is looking for cast members for its upcoming fall season, so maybe he'll find some good use for himself there. You know, Thomas Massie has no one to blame but himself here, and I don't even think that this is necessarily all President Trump's doing. Remember, President Trump came out against Thomas Massie back in 2020 as well, and Thomas Massie came out on top of that primary challenge effort. What has happened here was Republican voters were making it clear that if they are going to send someone to Congress to represent them, they better represent them. And when was the last time that you heard Thomas Massie over the past several months mention a single issue important to Kentuckians? I can't remember a single time. He's been hyper-focused on niche issues like the Epstein files and Israel and things that maybe the podcast world thinks are great, but things that don't matter to everyday Kentuckians who are worried about common sense issues. And so that's what these election results represent.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, a lot of people said that he got off message and that maybe Trump put the final nail in the coffin there. Meantime, Luke Ball, here we go. We're talking about Hakeem Jeffries and the NAACP and others think that black athletes should boycott colleges in southern states, especially in the SEC, over racial redistricting. Watch Hakeem Jeffries.
In the absence of fairness as it relates to black political representation, there should be no athletic participation as it relates to institutions that are housed in states that are experiencing a dramatic return to racially oppressive Jim Crow-like tactics.
The way I read this, Luke, is that Democrat redistricting is righteous and Republican redistricting is racist. What do you think?
I think you've hit it, Trace. And let's be clear, the Democrats have been doing this through the courts for years. They utilize lawfare. They use the judicial system to their advantage. Suddenly, Republicans just woke up and realized we actually have the power through our state legislatures to use it to our advantage. The Democrats have been drawing districts themselves that look like blocks of Swiss cheese and have more liberals in them than a Portland Starbucks. So they are wholeheartedly disingenuous whenever they look at us and say that we are somehow racist for utilizing the power vested in the state legislatures to actually get stuff done.
Meantime, you had Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger signing another executive order banning state cooperation with federal law enforcement, including at polling places. Watch this.
Tomorrow I'll be issuing an executive order ensuring that we are putting out from the state level some guidance across public spaces, including polling places, of how Virginia state employees or people who are working in support of Virginia's state-run elections can react to, in this particular case, federal agents who might be appearing at a location and where the worry is that they're principally there to intimidate or scare people.
Yeah, so that's the theme here, right? Your voter fraud can be intimidating. What do you think, Kaylee?
Yeah, I think she's just decided to really lean into her new rating as the most unpopular governor in the country. Look, this effort reminds me a lot of other blue state efforts to prevent ICE agents from wearing masks or crack down on that sort of behavior. It's not going to legally pass muster. She has no authority over what federal agents can and cannot do, especially if they're assisting in the maintenance of federal elections this November. So maybe she has a little bit more say over how her state officers are going to do things during state elections, but she certainly doesn't get to dictate to the federal government what they're going to do in the administration of federal elections. So I think that if this goes to court, she's going to be on the losing side once again.
Yeah. Meantime, Gavin Newsom here in California says Republicans are ruthless and it's time to fight fire with fire.
These guys are ruthless on the other side. Trump's not screwing around. and nor can we. Yeah, it's uncomfortable fighting fire with fire. Yes, we all want the better angels. Yes, we want the Sorkin sound and music, little West Wing. I do. But we'll lose our country. We will lose our country.
All the memes wrapped up in one little soundbite there, Luke, and in the bottom end, it's just, there goes democracy.
Yeah, they're upset that we have exposed their gambit, that we have exposed their game, and are actually winning in the hearts and minds of the American people, because what alternative do the Democrats have to the Republicans' messaging, to Donald Trump's leadership? They still have no leader of their party. They have no policy agenda, and so all they can do is be upset that we have identified just what they've been doing over the last few years, like redistricting and like advancing these ridiculous policies, and we've called them out on it. If Gavin Newsom is trying to run for president right now, he's doing a very poor job of doing so because he doesn't have any substantive solutions. He only has little sound bites that don't actually offer any leadership.
Yeah. Luke Ball, Kayla McGee-White, thank you both.